are you? Okay, you can sit down. Okay, it is time for science and technology. And we are still on the topic, the circulatory system. And today we want to look at what's called blood components. But before the blood components, I hope last time we looked at what's called the types of blood vessels and their functions. We looked at the function of arteries. We looked at the function of veins. We looked at the function of capillaries. And again, we also looked at the difference between arteries and veins, and also the capillaries. Then again, we also looked at the shape of the veins, the shape of the arteries, and capillaries, which are the smallest what? The smallest blood vessel. Okay? Now, today, without wasting time, I want us to look at what's called blood components. Then, after blood components, we shall add and their functions. So we shall look at each blood vessel and its function. So one after the other. Now, I hope every time when we are in class, we always say somebody should read ahead of the teacher. Okay? Now, to me, I hope you've learned ahead of me. Now, just somebody to outline some of the components of blood. If you have a view of the components of blood, examples of components of blood, you can just try. It doesn't mean that you know, but at least try will give you a picture of what are components of what? Blood and their functions. Okay, can somebody just try to give me examples of the blood components? Okay, anybody who knows one of the blood components, you can up your hand. Yes, Abdurrahman. Red blood cells. So Abdurrahman has given us one example of blood component, which is what? The red blood what? Cells. So, which is, in short, you can say RBC. That's the red blood cell. Anybody who knows another one? Yes, Fatah.
White blood cells.
White blood cells. White blood cells. Which you can say WBC. So when you get somewhere WBC in the component of blood, that is blood component, it's what? White blood cell. Anybody who knows another one? Three? Yes, Nasruddin. Plasma. Nasruddin also knows about plasma. Any girl? Yes, Naima. Platelets. Naima says what? Platelets. 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 Do you have another one?
No.
So in short, we can say there are 4 blood components. So the components of blood, number 1 is red blood cells. Number 2 is white blood cells. Number 3 is plasma. And number 4 is platelets. Okay? So after knowing this now, we can just outline them here. So you say there are 4 what? Main components of blood. Then, namely, number 1 is red blood cells. Number 2 is the white blood cells. Then number 3 is plasma. And number 4 is platelets. Clap for yourselves. So, in the exam, if you are asked, outline the 4 components of blood. Number 1, you say red blood cells. Number 2, you say white blood cells. Number 3, plasma. And number 4, you say platelets. So those are the 4 main components of blood. Now from there, we shall look at each component of blood and its function. So the next is what? Number 1, we have done the blood components. Number 2, we want now to look at what? The functions. Which functions? Functions of components of blood. So number 2 is the functions of components of blood. Functions of components of blood. Now we want to start with the large component of blood. Before we move to the smallest component of blood, we want to start with the large component of blood, which is what? Plasma. Because plasma has more functions compared to the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the platelets. So we want to start with plasma first to make our work easy. Okay?
Transport digested food from the small intestine to all parts of the body.
Okay, so before that, Nasruddin already knows one function of the blood, the plasma. Okay? So let's see what are these functions of the blood, the plasma. Still, I repeat, I say someone should read ahead of the teacher. Okay? So you just try to give me the functions of the blood, the plasma. Then from there, I will add mine. But before that, the question is, what is plasma first? Because you cannot know the functions of the plasma and you don't know what? Plasma. Okay? Okay, in your own words, what is plasma? Yes? I'm not around, yes?
Plasma is the liquid from the blood and carries cells.
Is the liquid of blood and carries the cells. You know, I said you use your own words and he has used his own words. Okay? So Abnasr has tried, but now I will give the best explanation of what's plasma. Now, what's plasma? Plasma, in the simplest word you say, is the liquid part of the body. You say plasma is the liquid part of the what? The body. The liquid part of the what? The body. And there's something we have forgotten. That what? That carries what? Blood cells. That carries blood cells. So now, if you are asked what's plasma, what will you say? Generally, the class plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the body that carries what? Blood cells. Now, what are the functions of what? Plasma. We write functions. Number 1. Yes, Bra. Transport? Transport heart and blood from all of the body. That statement, okay, is somewhat correct, but in the English, the arrangement of the words, can somebody correct that statement? Yes? So in the simplest person, this one is in the simplest terms, is saying is the function of plasma is to transport heat around the body. So number one, transport heat around what? Around the. That's function number one. Number one. Okay, I will add other functions. Number two function of plasma is to transport digested food. Transport what? Transport digested food. Remember, digested food is stored in the what? Small intestine, then is transported around the body. So it transports digested food from the small intestine to all parts of the body. From the small intestine to what? To all parts of the body. Function number three is to transport carbon dioxide. To transport carbon dioxide from the body cells. Transport carbon dioxide from the body cells. Now, carbon dioxide, remember, is not a fresh air. So it should go to the what? To the lungs. So it is transport carbon dioxide from the body cells to the what?
Lungs.
To the lungs, where it is removed. Where it is removed. Now, what can you say? Carbon dioxide is removed from the lungs. Okay? Yes. So that we only remain with oxygen that helps a person to do what? To breathe and remain alive. Okay? Then another one is to help in the removal of waste product. That's number 4. Help in what? Help in the removal of waste products. Removal of waste products. Waste products. That what? Carrying it from the what? From the body part. Carrying it from the body parts. Let that statement just stop there because it is well elaborated and understood. Waste products. These are materials that cannot help the body to sustain itself. Okay? For example, if we have feces in the body, can feces help you to grow up? Your feces unataka kupeleka wapi? Choo, sio? You cannot use it. Cannot use it because it's not helpful. Okay? Yes. Now, these are now the functions of the plasma. Okay? Functions of plasma. One, we have said, transport heat around the body. Number 2, transport digested food from the small intestine to the all parts of the body. Then number 3, transport carbon dioxide from the body cells to the lungs where it is removed. And the last one is help in the removal of waste products, carrying it from the body parts. Okay? Now, when it comes to the exam, you don't need to gram, but you need to understand because you are supposed to put it in your own words. As long as that statement is written in English and it is well understood. Okay? And it's not a must that when you have started with the number 1, in the exam you also start with the number 1. You can start with number 3, go to number 1, come to number 2, go to number 4, because all of them are functions. Okay? And then number 2. Number 2 is the red blood cells. I just want to introduce something about red blood cells. Then we shall continue with our next lesson. Okay? So the next one will be number 2, red blood cells. So you will go also to look at the red blood cells in large and at least know the difference between plasma and the red blood cells, okay? But I just want to introduce. Now, the red blood cells, number 1, it looks like a disc. Looks like what? A disc. Yani, inaonekana kama disc like in shape, okay? Then again, these red blood cells, it looks in the shape of a donut. Have you ever eaten a donut? Ile mandazi yanakaa round, alafu iko na kashimo katikati. Mwaiko na donut? Something like this. Hata unakula mandazi, si ndio? Donut inakaa hivi. Alafu hii ndio sasa ile unakula. Then in the middle here is hollow. Is what? Hollow. It's empty. Sawa. So inakaa ring. Hii ndio inakaa in shape of what? A donut. So ukiangalia this one is in regular in shape. Yani inakaa tu round. Haijakaa hivi. It is regular in shape. You understand? So this one is the shape of a red blood cell. And again, a red blood cell can be drawn in this shape. That's also the shape of the red blood cell, and it is regular in what? Regular in shape. So we shall look at the red blood cells and again the functions of also the red blood cells and what is these red blood cells, how it works with the other parts of the what? The other parts of the body, okay? When it comes to our next lesson. Okay, if anyone has a question, then you are free to ask a question so that I elaborate on what I've explained. If there's a point you are not understanding, then you are free to ask. Yes, anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Yes.
This lesson I'm not understanding, so can you repeat?
The functions, eh? Is it the functions or the plasma? Plasma. So, plasma, the reason as to why I've said is the liquid. Liquid means is in form of, okay? When I say is the liquid part, liquid means it's in form of what? Of water. So hata ukikata mwili hivi, damu inafanya nini? Inatoka. Hiyo damu iko na nini? Plasma. Okay? And when this plasma is in the body, it helps that body. Then tunasema it does what? It carries the blood cells. So these cells are transported around the body by this liquid what? Liquid part, which is what? Which is plasma. You understand? Now, these blood cells are many. This, when you say these other blood cells, remember, plasma carries red blood cells. The same plasma carries
white blood cells.
And the same plasma carries what? Platelets. Okay? Because white blood cells, it fights germs. And the germs, equal to carbon dioxide. You see? Then red blood cells equal to oxygen. You see? So these blood cells, ukiangalia plasma, transport all those cells which have different functions. You understand? Then digested food. Umekula chakula. The food is digested from the mouth to the stomach, you see, to the small intestine, where that digested food is stored there. So then it mixes with what we call intestinal juice. You see, now this digested food can now be spread around the body because digested food is liquid in form. It's in the form of water, and now it circulates around the body. So